Episode of the Rival Recap Show. We talk Gentlemen's Club football all day, all the time. And guys, I got a little surprise for you to start off this week's show because I just came from Loyola where I had to explain to a bunch of freshmen and sophomores who weren't accounting majors why they should become one. What a lost cause. I mean, trust me, the reception was not great. I had my table set up, I was giving out stuff, but man, it was kind of miserable. Anyway, from the event, guys, you know when life just gives you pleasant surprises? This was a pleasant surprise. I'm not even going to go any further into it, but it's about one of our own, and here it is. Here's a good laugh. And guys, there he is, the owner of Pop Locket Drockets, Spencer Sklar, up on the big screen. Wow, that picture was awesome, man. I really got a kick out of that. I was talking to some kid and I had to just say, excuse me, pull out my phone, take the photo, because that was quality. Anyway, guys, let's get into the matchups. Let's not talk anymore. Oh, but yeah, let's just get right into them. My matchup. I played Ortiz, my roommate, 115 to 66. Oh, 66 is so bad, James. So bad. I mean, your running back, 7.6, 2.3, 7.6. You started Frank Gore, Auden Tate, Delaney Walker. You didn't even have I mean, that sucks, dude. Anyway, enough about his team. They were hot garbage. I mean, Carry-On left the game. Cooper Kupp was not doing much. Auden Tate is just like, is he really a starting fantasy player, guys? I don't know. But 66 points is bad. It didn't really matter what I put up, but hey, my team put up 115, which I have classified as a respectable amount. Put yourself in a position to win. It's all you can really ask for. Corey Davis, 20 points, guys. Ebron, 17 points. Weston gave me Ebron for free because I just picked Corey Davis back up. I mean, that was just insanity. I'm surprised there wasn't. I mean, granted, it's Ebron and Corey Davis. They're not that good, so no one really cared. But I was a little surprised that there wasn't a little bit of uproar. But yeah, Weston's head was all over the place with that one. Moving on. I will take a win. I'm sitting at 3-4. I'm in the thick of it. The absolute thick of it of this early playoff race that we got going on. Matchup number 2, Lynch versus Eric. Two of the higher scoring players in this league. Eric gets away with a 117 to 84 victory, and Eric takes first place in the league. First place. Latavius Murray, great start. 32 points with Alvin Kamara injured. Awesome. Will Fuller leaving the game with a hamstring injury, but hey. Eric will have Godwin back from bye. Cortland Sutton looked pretty good. Engram wasn't doing anything. Gerald Everett, nice flex start, 15 points. 49ers D, also great, 15 points. I mean, they played the Redskins 9-0. That was probably one of the ugliest games I've ever seen. We were catching glimpses of it on Red Zone, and that field was horrific. It was just a mud bowl out there. Anyway, Lynch, other side, you had to start Gallman and Saquon. I mean, Gallman got 0. Saquon got 17. He looked pretty good. He got a little shaken up, but then he came back, so hopefully he's all right. Nick Chubb's off bye, so Gallman can get the fuck out. Robbie Anderson, only 2 points. I mean, the other week was probably his absolute ceiling. But hey, I don't really want to talk about the Jets game, but Darnold couldn't hit shit. Everything just looked out of whack. That's really all I'll leave it. Good for you guys, Patriots fans, because we Moving on. All right, Christian versus Sklar. This one came down to that Monday night game. Christian had an 8-point lead with James White, and Sklar had Le'Veon Bell. If it was a Le'Veon of 2 years ago with a Steelers offense and offensive line, he could have put up 35 points. But no, he puts up 8.6. James White puts up 12.9. Christian gets the win by 12. And Christian was talking in the group, thought he lost this week, but yeah, 114 to 102. Solid performance out of Christian. 24 points on the Thursday night game out of his Kansas City defense was a huge bump. David Johnson really fucked him. Matt Ryan was horrible. I don't really know what's good with the Falcons, but it's really hurting my Julio Jones. Other side, Sklar, you got a nice week out of golf, but yeah, your running backs, I mean, Devontae Freeman throwing a punch and Aaron Donald getting ejected. Is he going to be suspended for a week? I don't know. Ito Smith is already ruled out for next week, so who's going to be their running back? A practice squad guy? I mean, waivers, guys, take a look. Keenan Allen, Lockett pretty good. Dawson Knox, wow. Never heard that name before. 4.2, Buffalo Bills tight end. Sklar is on that train with the rest of us who just can't seem to find a tight end. But anyway, Christian gets a win. 5-2, moves into third place. There are 3 guys sitting at 5-2. Sklar moves into 14th. He and Ortiz are the lone 2-5 teams, and they are sitting at the bottom. Next matchup, we got Kevin Lamb versus Rest. Both these guys now 3-4. Lamb gets away 96-70. John, we have given you so much shit. I don't really want to give you that much more, but I mean, you traded for Aaron Jones, who's the only really good player left on your team besides Brady, and Brady didn't really have a fantasy performance because he just quite simply didn't need to. The Jets gave him a short field all night. Aaron Jones with 18, which is nice, but everything else just trash, straight up trash. The Bears defense didn't perform. Saints really did a number on them. And 70 points, John. I mean, I don't really see getting much better either. Sorry to tell you. But Kevin Lamb just sneaking wins left and right, 96 points. He's got Tyreek Hill. He's got a nice receiving core. Royce Freeman's been looking better. You'd like Singletary to get involved a little bit more than he did against Miami, but hey, a win's a win, and Lamb is looking forward. Both these guys sitting at 3-4, and there's a lot of us sitting there at 3-4. I believe it's maybe the 7 through 12 seeds, 8 through 12 seeds right now. And we got another 2 teams who are 3-4. It's Johnny versus Tony. Johnny took the win 133-103. Nice week from Sedano. 43 points out of Aaron Rodgers. Our trade is finally paying dividends for him. That is very nice. He loved that kind of performance every single week. I mean, not much doing. I mean, T.Y. had a nice week. Jimmy Graham had a nice week, 16.5. Rodgers and him are kind of linking up, and that's Sedano's combo right there. Rams defense is great. Tony, Patriots defense did great. I mean, they're the most consistent player on your team right now. Brissett, another great week, but Damian Williams has been fucking you, as you've been saying in the group chat. He was injured for a few weeks. Now they've been like going to Darrell Williams. LaShawn McCoy's been getting a lot of carries, and Damian's kind of left in the dust. And it's just the two D Williams things is just a little shocking in itself. Anyway, Edelman with 13.7, okay. He was a little shaken up, so I'll see how he comes back. So I think he was questionable going into the game regardless. Hollywood with 0 points. To be honest, I'm not really sure what happened there. I watched most of that game, but I saw a lot of Lamar running, so maybe that was attributing to Hollywood's low number of 0. But Sedano with a win on the rise. 3 straight wins, guys. 3 straight wins for that guy. Tony, 3 straight losses. Oh, God, I can't wait to hear what he has to say at the end of this. We got Charlie versus Ian. This turned out to be the matchup of the week. 145-140. Charlie just edges Ian. Ian falls from first to second place as he's losing to Eric on points. They're both 5-2. I mean, but Ian, what do you have, McCaffrey on bye this week? And he still almost put up a ridiculous number. And Mahomes left the game early, and he still almost put up. Dalvin Cook, 27.9. Darren Waller, 31.6. He had to trade Christian Kirk for Darren Waller. Rest just gave him away. And I talked to Rest, and he told me that Jones gave him the option of Marvin Jones or Christian Kirk. And Rest said, yeah, Christian Kirk. And Marvin Jones went off for 43 points this week. So Jones had both of them, puts up 140, loses. But hey, I mean, that's a great loss. You put 140 in the points column. I mean, you'd obviously like the win, but with how Ian's team's looking, playoffs really aren't in question. So just keep loading up on weeks like this, and he will be crushing it. But Charlie, 145, great performance. 2 weeks ago, you had that monster performance. Last week was a dud, but you come back, you make some trades, you get Diggs, you get Dak, you get Kenyon Drake from me, who I guess is your RB2. That's a little shaky of a situation, but hey. You were able to hold on to Michael Thomas, Kelsey, and Allen Robinson and missed all those trades. So you have a lot of star players. I mean, that RB is one of the holes, but really the only hole that I'm looking at. You got Tucker, Ravens D, looking good moving forward. Charlie moving into 7th place, 3-4. Okay, so 7 through 12 are all 3-4 teams. Wow. And Charlie is leading the pack of the 3-4s. Next matchup, 2 guys who are now 4-3. We got Weston and Joe. And Joe's team just looked abysmal. I mean, granted, all the guys he just traded Rest for are all on bye, and I guess Rest is a short-term thinker because it didn't even work out. But Mike Evans and James Conner were on bye, so Joe ends up starting 3 Giants, Rosas, Slayton, and Daniel Jones, combining for a whopping 17 points. Kenny Galladay had an off game. Marlon Mack, Zeke did great. A.J. Brown, not a horrible flex start. Starting new Jets after all the defense Joe's peddling and trying to trade, and Panthers D and Jaguars D, and he starts the Jets D. Gets 1 point against the Patriots. And Weston started Jaguars D against him and got 17 points. And Weston probably picked him up for free. Anyway, Weston's team looked good this week. 123 points, probably his highest point total of the season. Derrick Henry was 17.8. Hopkins 25.6. Great game. And these two guys are sitting at 4-3. Joe in 5th. Weston in 6th. And guys, this season is so far from over. I'm going to take a look at the standings because this is just bananas. Lynch 4 through 6, all 4-3. 7 through 12, all 3-4. And then we got Ortiz and Sklar sitting at the bottom at 2-5, but by no means are they out of it. I mean, guys, this is one of the closer seasons we've had. We don't have any standalone winner. We don't have any standalone loser. We got 5 guys sitting at 5-2, 2 down at 2-5, everyone else in between. And I'm just really excited, as I normally say. And without getting too far and making this too long, we're gonna send it to. First, I have a submission from Eric that I'd like to read, and then we'll send it to Joe. Thank you. Guys, I got a submission from Eric here about Joe for safe space, but I'm going to read it because it's about Joe. And he texted it to me. And this is regarding Joseph. I need a gift from John Rass to have a chance to win the ship Narduli. Joe, I don't think you have the right to call any of our future matchups a rivalry week. All I do is smoke your Cali ass. Inaugural year of the club, I took you out to win it all. Last year in the playoffs, history repeated itself. This week, same thing. Rivalry week requires an actual rivalry. All I see is one-sided domination. Sad. Wow. Great stuff from Eric Olson, really taking it to Joe there, dismissing this whole rivalry week that Joe was talking about. And guys, just a little heads up before I send it to Joe. I've decided to start editing them on my phone, so it's going to come a little more zoomed in than in prior weeks. So if you see Tony's face like this, I apologize, but let me tell you, it takes about 5 minutes to upload from my phone. But when I convert it to my computer, put it through iMovie, it turns into like a 4 gig file, and it takes like an hour and a half. It's just nonsense. My upload speeds are not that great. But when I leave it on the phone, for some reason, the file stays small. So I'm going to stick with that. Deal with a little bit of a zoom. Thank you. Here's Joe.
Gentlemen, welcome back to Safe Space. Week 7's in the books. Want to start off this week's episode by following up on the point that Marsh made last week. And that point is that pretty much everyone's in it, which is great. Really competitive season so far. And I think a consequence of everyone being in it is a lot of trades are happening. Last week alone, we had 5 trades. Which if we had a data analytics department, that would be great to know where in the history of the league a 5-trade week stood. Maybe we could vote on that and add that in next year. But yeah, 5 trades last week. I was part of that trade foray. I made 1, pretty much sacrificed this week in hopes of greener pastures ahead, trade for 2 players on their bye. We'll see, as I announced, now that my players are starting to roll off their buys. I think my team has been upgraded to, I'm pretty sure it's not fraud good, to we're good. We'll see about that. Eric, that I'm restarting the engine on the Eric is overrated bandwagon. Makes 2 trades. Eric trades John Brown and Austin Eckler for Cortland Sutton, a member of the fruitful Denver Broncos passing attack. And how'd that work out for you, EO? John Brown, 19 points this week. Eckler, 26 points this week. For Cortland Sutton, 14 measly average points. Not really sure what was going through his head there. Doesn't really have a great running back. Oh, wait, no, he does have a great running back situation to replace Eckler because he made a second trade to Mr. Charlie Carita. Eric trades Dak Prescott, the number 4 ranked quarterback in the league, and Stephon Diggs, who finally busted out of his slump with a 40-point performance, who followed it up with a 20-point performance this week, for David 2 carries this week for 6 yards Montgomery, and Will perennially hurt Fuller, who got hurt again. If we're saying someone got raped this week, it is Eric Olson, Mr. Overrated. Hot take. Right now, week 7, Eric misses the playoffs. Now, somehow, some way, Eric Olson's ludicrous, dumb, stupid idiot potato head trades did not take the spotlight last week. Whose did? Mr. John Rast, our rookie, our baby. Now, if you notice at the beginning of the segment, I said that pretty much all the teams were in it. Well, by me saying pretty much, I encapsulate the 13 other teams in the league because John, baby, you're done. Let's recap what John did last week. He traded Darren Waller, the number 2 tight end in fantasy this year, in a historically bad tight end fantasy year. He traded his first round pick, James Conner, who's on a bye this week, so I think he traded him because he thought he was on a bye, because he needed to win this week and didn't want to afford his bye. And Mike Evans for the same reason, his second round pick, who's also on a bye this week. Now, so if he's trading, his top tight end and his top 2 first round picks are on buys, what are we getting for this week? What's the result? What's the return? Aaron Jones, decent running back, hit or miss weeks. I know that better than anybody. Okay. But Christian Kirk, Sterling Shepard, and Josh Flash Gordon, who were all DNP this week. So with John's transactions last week, the man that referred to himself as a trade god exposed himself as a trade fraud. Now, I don't want you to look at me and say, Joe, you hypocrite, you were part of those trades. You were the one that got James Conner and Mike Evans back. And listen, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that attack on my character because I consider myself one of the stand-up gentlemen in the Gentlemen's Club League. Now, if you want me to walk through my trade talks with John, that's fine. I saw John. I saw him lonely. I saw him a bit desperate, alone at the bar. And I walked over. I bought him a drink. I go, hey, John, look me in the eyes. Your team's not as bad as those other boys say. Don't listen to them. They're stupid. Your team's good on the inside. That's all that matters. And I said, John, you could trust me. I'm not like those other boys. Let's talk. Let's find a way to make us both happy. Just close your eyes and it'll all be over soon. And when John woke up the next morning, his first 3 round picks of this draft, Zach Ertz being the 3rd, were members of That Boy Hungry. And it was a glorious night indeed. And I knew the league was going to get angry. I knew the league was going to get a bit upset about the league. So what I recorded John and I's trade negotiations because I wanted to prove I'm a stand-up guy. So before we get to this week's submissions, enjoy my fair trade negotiations with John Rast.
You meet a lot of ladies driving an Xterra because you pull up to a stoplight and look over and there's an Xterra next to you. They're always driven by chicks. So there's your icebreaker.
Scratch.
It's a racing stripe.
Bumper sagging.
I doubt that very much.
This car is crap. I will buy it for next to nothing.
How next to?
Well, here are your options. You can sell it for parts, drive it off a cliff, you can donate it to a person that you'd like to see die in a car crash, or you can sell it to me, and I'll use it as I would a wagon on my farm. It'll be towed by a donkey.
I have to pick one of those?
Yes.
Can you go over those options again?
Hey, you know what? You knock $1,500 off the price right now, and I will take it off your hands. It's got to be now.
Well, I
Seal
have
the deal.
The blue
Let's
book
do it.
values.
Let's do this thing. 3, 2, 1.
Can I
5,
think about it?
4, 3, 2.
Let
Now,
me think
now,
about it. Let me
now.
think about
Say it. Do it
I'm
now.
thinking about
Do
it.
it now.
Thinking.
Do it. Shake my hand. You will sell me this car. Shake my hand.
Yeah. All right.
Rock-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-pow! Sock-a-doo-doo! Oh, what's Dwight up to? Oh, probably nothing. Rock-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo! Shaka!
What the hell is this all about? You're flipping my car for profit.
It's my car now.
I gave you a deal based on what you said to me.
Yeah, well, seller beware. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to monitor a 3-way bidding war for my car on eBay.
All right, let's get started this week's submissions. I try to keep it quick because the first half of this was lengthy, so sorry if I cut yours, but keep them coming regardless. What better way to start this than a quote from John Rass himself? I had to text him twice to get something out of him. John Rass's official safe space submission this week was directed towards the league and says, blow it out of your ass, all of you. Well, John, at least we didn't take it up the ass. Ian, next one's from Ian. Ian says, I'd rather have Alshon Jeffrey tear his ACL than have to put up with one more snap of Carson Wentz as his QB. Has Wentz been that bad? I don't think so. Next one's about Ian, the best submission for this week. Ian's rant about David Johnson was one of the most incoherent things I've ever had to follow. That was ridiculous. I have it pulled up. Ian writes in the group chat, is David Johnson hurt? No one responds. So out of nowhere, he drops the bomb because he's a fucking fag. Now, Ian, 1, it's 2019. 2, thank God Marsh locks these videos from public view on YouTube. And 3, dude, like, you don't even have fucking David Johnson. I had to double check the fucking transaction wire to see if you traded for him because he didn't. So then Bradley goes, dude, like, what are you talking about? Ian goes, do you know why David Johnson sucks? And Bradley goes, tell me. Because I think Bradley thought he was coming at him, although they weren't even playing at each other. And he just goes, I don't know why he isn't playing. Did he get hurt? And then whatever ensued. But Ian, whoa, curveball. And this writer, the second submission about Ian, I guess agreed with that and said Ian should be blocked from the group chat any Sunday he's had more than 3 beers. No comment. James Ortiz, this is about you. James Ortiz, you're a cicada. Lots of noise, no value added. And you know something, James? I would like to echo that. Everyone in this league, I text them every Monday, ask them for a submission. We have a lot of great submissions every week, and I appreciate when people don't have anything to say. They just, hey, like, I got nothing this week, no problem. James Ortiz, every fucking week, just ignores me. If you go to my fucking text messages, it's like every fucking week. Like, bro, just fucking respond. How I get that off my chest. Before we got to Tone, a few Jets fans said they were going to submit after the game tonight, but I don't think they're coming. So, Tone, take us home. See you boys next week.
My team, Choose Your Own Destiny, is a house built upon toothpicks and sand. I go into the draft, you get Todd Gurley, previous #1 fantasy performer. Damian Williams, #1 running back for the #1 offense. Julian Edelman, #1 receiver for the best team in football. Baker Mayfield, explosive Browns offense. Then it just all turns to shit. My team is the Tennessee Titans of this league. They disappoint you right when you think they're going to turn the corner. They're going to end up around 500 and never really be a legitimate threat. I hate everyone on my team. I wish I could all shoot them.